The story goes back to when I was 3 years old, I think, and this is what my dad tells me. And unless there was Chikabuku Raile playing on the TV and I watched Prabhudeva dance, I wouldn't eat a meal. And it's strange because I don't remember that. We used to live right next to a railway track, and to hear Chikabuku Raile, and I don't know, I think that's when the obsessions with trains started. And coming from a Hindu family, in the event ponalum, like whenever you have a family get together, they'll want to just show off your talents and ask you to sing a song. And all my cousins used to sing Carnatic music because my grandmother was a violinist and all. I was the only one that would sing songs from Padayappa, and I would go Singanadai Pottu Sigarathu, and I don't know, my dad has never actually been ashamed or embarrassed, so I guess it gave me enough confidence to be who I wanted to be. So fast forward to a couple of years later, this is 15 years later, I'm getting a call saying, hey, you need to assist this person for a star night show that's going to happen in Dubai. And I'm thinking, Dubai. A not so fun fact, I never went to Dubai. The rehearsals just happened in Chennai. Out of the body experience because it was Prabhudeva standing right there. My childhood hero, And it so happened that both of us matched shirts. That day we wore the same shirt, and I don't know why I'm so proud of that fact, but I just am. That's where the connection with cinema started. I had no plan, honestly. I just took any train that came and I went with it. So in the dancers union, there are certain rules where you have to be a dancer for 2 years, a supporting dancer for 2 years, and then an assistant choreographer for 3 years. And I remember the first time I went for a shoot, and this Akka came to me and she's like, oh, that guy wants to talk to you. And I was a 17-year-old at the time. And I was like, for what? What does he want to talk to me about? And she said, Ella, he wants to say I love you. And I think that really shook me because I was like, this is just my day one. I've heard a lot of things about the film industry, but this is literally my day one, and what is this? And I immediately called my mom, and she came, she picked me up, she said, it's not happening anymore, you're not going to do this. And my parents were not really supportive in the beginning, especially my mother. My father is a movie buff. He'll literally tell you who's the lyricist for which movie and which song and where they shot it, who's the cinematographer. He's a proper movie buff, so I think I get it from him a little bit. And so for a brief period of time, I didn't do dancing and I got into reality shows. And whether you believe it or not, Sai Pallavi and I were competing together. It's a very good time of my life because everything was just about dance. It was extremely stressful, of course, but like I said, there was no plan. There was just no plan. And I didn't even know I wanted to work in the films, that I wanted to be a choreographer. At that age, that's what my heart wanted me to follow, and that's all I did. Right after the show, one of the top choreographers in the industry, she wanted to work with me, and that was like a dream come true for me. And at that point, I genuinely didn't know that choreography is something that I was truly interested in even. And there was one particular round where, my performance was outstanding as told by the judges. And I got a call from Mr. Ram Gopal Verma. And my dad's a huge fan of Ram Gopal Verma, sir. And I went and met him, and I was 17 and a half right now. And he was like, I want you to choreograph a song for me. And I was like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I became an assistant choreographer right about now. And it was a very colorful journey, just like my top and my background. And there was no stopping me at this point, So I was this girl who was in college, but I would judge other colleges' intercollegiate competitions. My first ever song as an assistant choreographer was with Vijay sir, and I was like crushing on him big time. So my second shoot was for a month in Bangkok, and I told my mother that, I got this opportunity, and she was like, there's no chance. You better be dreaming if you think you're going. So I called my dad and I was like, Dad, I got this opportunity. What do you think? And that's one advice that my dad gave me. He said, if you're going to stay back and write your exams, maybe you'll get an A or an O or whatever. But you'll be one amongst the 64 or 70 or 100 or 5,000 people doing that. And if you go on this trip and be an assistant choreographer, you'll be the only one doing that. So the choice is yours. I'm like, doesn't really seem like I have to choose, but yeah, let's go Thailand. So right about now, my life is literally coming home, picking a suitcase, leaving the other suitcase and going. And it was an all-time high. I was working with all the superstars that you can think of. And the best experience for me was when I got to work for Coach Arayan. I remember buying a new iPhone 4GS and I was like, I need a photo with superstar. Like, excuse me, do you know I'm the biggest superstar fan ever? Like, I have photos of me doing style like this and my dad taking pictures on my terrace. So for me, it was just unbelievable. And at that time, if you wanted to announce to the world the super cool thing you were doing, you would always post it on Facebook. And I did. I said, Anusha Swami is going to Kochi to shoot with Deepika Padukone, Raju Sundaram and Rajnikant for Coach Arayan. I just announced it to the world. Like, what more can I ask for, right? Little did we know, there was a lot more that I didn't ask for. It's just one big opportunity after the other. I would come and I'll get a call and I would leave. And I'm working with all kinds of superstars in Bollywood, in Mollywood, in Tollywood. Even in Hollywood, I worked with Akon. And it was just unbelievable. And to the outside world, my friends and everyone were like, Anusha's living this glamorous, colorful, super exciting life. She's traveling, 12 countries in 4 years. I should have known that, this is not going to last long. I should have known that. And like everybody else, I had a burnout too. When you give a very young adult more than what she needs, she doesn't even realize what she wants. She doesn't know what she wants. That's where the downfall begins. There were many times when I felt extremely fragile and vulnerable. Some of the things that people told me and some of the things that I had to understand and fathom were beyond my imagination or beyond my understanding at that age. For instance, I was called unlucky by someone because of my birth date not matching theirs. And I was called unlucky by someone who thought that their shootings were getting postponed because I was the assistant choreographer. And I was asked not to wear, shades because the choreographer was standing right there. There was no awareness about having burnouts or, there was no awareness about mental health at that time. And there was one time we were shooting for 25 days in Hyderabad and I lost it. I just couldn't. All I wanted was just a break and I couldn't get it. And I just went into the restroom. I hit the mirror at least 10 times. This part was swollen like an idli. I went back to the spot and I told them I fell down in the bathroom. In a shoot, I was bit by a dog and I was still not sent back home. I was still working. I think these kind of things slowly started getting to me. And I slowly realized I don't have a plan. And the film industry is so uncertain. Like, not everybody makes it, It's impossible. You're listening to one assistant choreographer story. There are thousands whose stories have not been spoken. And I remember after extensively shooting for 5 days, we weren't even given a flight ticket or a train ticket to come back home. We were just given like a bus ticket and I was on my period. And these kind of things, I was not used to it. It was 2 days before my 22nd birthday, August 15th, 2013. I made a selfie video at that time because I didn't know about journaling or whatever. And I saw it 3 days back, and I'm still shattered to see that girl cry her heart out, saying, I don't want to live here. I don't want to do this. I feel like people are using me. Now when I look at it, I want to laugh because I'm like, I'm glad you realized, but I wish things were a little different for me back then. When all of this was happening, I expressed to my father how I was feeling. And he said, கஷ்டம் கூட இஷ்டப்பட்டு தான் படணும், இல்லைனா வேண்டாம். I took a leap of faith, and with great difficulty I became a choreographer. I was the youngest choreographer at the time, but that wasn't enough. Talent wasn't enough. You always had to know someone who knew someone, and you always had to act your ways through relationships, and there was no real rapport, and nobody came without a hidden agenda. And that was very toxic for me personally, back then and even now. I realized it takes a lot of endurance to go through that and make it to the top. It's not like I'm not talented, you know. I made Orasada happen. I can make 10 of those happen, but it'll never happen to me. And I just couldn't fight anymore. I said, you know what? Maybe this whole cinema is not for me. Maybe I just want to dance. Maybe this isn't my dream. And I ended it.